Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chassity and today I'm going to be filming my 2-week post-op update for VSG surgery. So let's get into some stats. I'm 5'6" and my highest recorded weight was 254 pounds, and then surgery weight was 247 pounds. And now at my 2 weeks, I am 230 pounds. So this past week, I lost about 4 pounds, which isn't a total lot or anything, but it's better than nothing. Like, I don't know how many times I've ever lost 4 pounds in a week or so, but I'm really excited that the weight is going down, and it's just all happening. So let's talk about this past week, what I've been through and all that sort of stuff. So week two was a struggle for me. Girl, let me tell you, it was a serious struggle, and I'm not sure why. I'm sorry, my camera keeps shaking. I'm trying new setups, but we'll see how this goes. But week 2 was a struggle. I was still on my liquid diet, and I was just tired of liquids. I was on full liquids. I was eating like tomato soup. I had a little bit of potato soup, chicken broth, popsicles, sugar-free, but I was tired of it. I was just so tired of it. Like, all I wanted was to chew something. I wanted to be able to eat something. And I don't know if that was just a mental thing or what, but I just really wanted to chew something, and it was really bugging me that I couldn't. So yeah, that was a little hard to get over. I even had a little meltdown at one point. Like, I was just crying. Like, I was so frustrated that I just wanted something that tasted good. And I don't know, maybe I should have made some more soups beforehand and prepped for that. That's something that I do suggest. Like, if you're going into the liquid stage post-op, like before going to surgery, make some soups, make a few things, but at the same time, you don't really know what you're going to tolerate and what you're going to like after surgery, because my taste buds did change. Flavors changed, things tasted differently, things smelled differently. So it's kind of a struggle. But yesterday was my 2-week post-op follow up with my surgeon, and so I went to that, and they said everything looks great. They weren't really concerned about the fact that I wasn't tolerating a lot of protein, so they said that now that I'm moving into this next stage, maybe I'll be able to get some more protein in, and in the form of protein rich foods instead of just protein shakes. So I'm really excited about that. They weren't really concerned about my fluids. I was only getting in about 50 ounces or so of all the different fluids. So they just want me to start upping that a little bit more and trying to get some more in, which I don't foresee as a problem. So I'm trying to do that. And then, I don't know why I keep looking down, but, yeah, so I finally yesterday got to eat some pureed foods. Oh my gosh, like, going into this, before surgery, I was really dreading the pureed food stage. I was just like, no way, I don't want to eat pureed foods. Like, who wants to puree meats and vegetables? Like, it's gonna be gross. But honestly, I was never more excited to finally get my hands on some pureed foods. Like, I was just so tired of liquids. So last night I made, my husband made some chicken in the crock pot, so it was really soft, just falling off the bone and everything. And it had some salt, like some, of the liquids in there. He put some water in there and some vegetables and stuff, so it had a broth to it. And so I used that and I mushed it up, and I'd bought some things from the store. So I had some refried beans that I mixed in with the meat to kind of help me with the texture of it, so that I wouldn't get too grossed out by the pureed meat texture. So the meat with the refried beans, and then melted some cheese on top, and it was delicious. Like, I'd never been more excited, and I actually am starting to feel more full now that I'm actually eating something that's a little more solid. So I did have some leftovers. Oh, they're actually right here. So here's my leftovers. It doesn't look very appealing, but it tastes a lot better than it looks. And so I'm eating that for lunch now. And for breakfast this morning, I had some Greek yogurt. So that was good. I really like Greek yogurt, so that didn't bother me at all. But I'm finally just so excited to be eating something. You know, just the act of actually chewing on something and, you know, like you're actually getting a mouthful of food instead of just liquids. It makes a world of difference mentally. So I'm really excited about that. I'm going to be on the pureed stage now for 4 weeks for my doctor's request. And so then after that 4 weeks, I will have another follow-up with him and they'll go over everything to make sure I'm doing okay before I move on to soft foods. So what else has changed in week 2? Week 1, I didn't mention this in my last video, but I had to prop myself up with a lot of pillows at night. My stomach, for some reason, it just felt so strange. It felt so empty. It almost felt like it was spilling out, and I guess I was probably getting a lot of heartburn, which is probably where that feeling was coming from. So week 2, now I feel my stomach feels a little more normal, so I don't have to prop myself up with a bunch of pillows anymore. So that was good. So I'm sleeping a little bit better at night now that I don't have to prop myself up so much. But other than all of that, like, I feel great. I feel back to normal mostly. My stomach's not giving me any weird pulls or strange feelings, except for, of course, you know, when you eat, you're trying to get used to that whole, you know, when am I full? When am I not full? And for me, it just starts to become a little, it's hard to explain. Like, you start to get a little bit uncomfortable. And so once I start to feel a little uncomfortable, then I'm like, okay, I think I'm getting full. I think I'm done. You know, let me wait a minute. And then if a couple seconds later, see, now that's another thing I'm about to talk about in a minute. A couple seconds later, you know, if I still want to eat another bite, then I'll try another bite, but I'll wait between bites to make sure that I'm not overfilling myself, because I definitely do not want to deal with dumping at all. That is one of my biggest fears, is dumping. I do not want to deal with any of the dumping syndrome stuff, so I try to take my eating really slow. But what you just saw me do a second ago that I want to talk about is the burping. For some reason, and I know this happens to some people, but not everybody, whenever I eat and I drink, I tend to burp a lot. And I think what's happening is that your stomach is so thin now that once your food starts to get in there, all the air that was in your stomach now is gotta lift. It's coming up, you know, obviously gravity. Once the food is taking its place, the air is coming upwards. And so whenever I eat or drink, almost immediately after, like, I have to burp a few times or else I feel uncomfortable there. So that's something else to get used to. I was kind of doing that a little bit before surgery, which they said was part of my GERD, my acid reflux. My acid reflux before surgery was just nausea and constantly burping after I ate. But now I don't want to say it's worse, but the burps are a little more intense. They're a little bigger, I guess you could say. It's hard to explain. But yeah, so that's something to get used to, is the constant burping. My stomach does gurgle a little bit, which I've heard a lot of people, you know, say their stomach constantly gurgles. It gurgles some, but not like an intense amount yet. I don't know if it's going to get worse as time goes on, but I guess we will see. So that's my 2-week update, I guess. I think that's all I have for today and this week. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen next week in week 3 and how everything is going to go. I will update you all then. As always, if you have anything that you want to share, or a question or comment of any kind, feel free to leave them down below. I'm going to fill the description box with my stats and my Instagram, where you can connect with me and things like that. And if you have any suggestions or some video ideas that you want me to shoot out for you, feel free to leave those down below as well. You can see me on Instagram at Chassity Gets Fit. And I will talk to you all next week, I guess. See you later. Bye!